What is going on, brothers and sisters? Eric Rosen here, your internal strength coach, here to show you how to overcome your greatest challenges so you can shine your brightest light. What is the date today? It is Friday, December 28th, 2018. Thanks for being here. Thought I would try going live on my business page here as opposed to my personal page, and even going live on the good old MacBook computer as opposed to my phone. So just trying out some new tech. I want to talk today about surrender. So, surrender, what do I mean by that? So, surrender typically means to us giving up. And I'm not even sure what the actual definition is, but when you say surrender to someone who hasn't been um, looking at spiritual principles, will think of it as surrender is in like giving up a battle, giving up a war, just kind of giving up and throwing in the towel, saying, you know what, it didn't work out. But surrender in the context that I'm talking about is surrendering your control, surrendering the control that you think that you have on everything that's always going on in your life, trying to control your to-do list, your schedule, especially outcomes. And the issue with always trying to be in control of things is this is not how the manifestation process works. Um, the way manifesting works is you set the intention, you believe and trust that it's going to happen, you stay positive about it, and you let the universe show you how it's going to happen. Let it take care of the how, and you'll actually be guided to doing certain things through inspiration that'll actually get you there. So control is ultimately going to get in the way. So, you know, that's really the first reason why surrender is important. But, I want to talk too about the fact that when you're not surrendering and you're trying to control things, it's really going against the fundamental laws of the universe, which is that we are co-creators. We like to think that we live in a free will place, where we can just do whatever we want and make things happen if we want to. And if things don't happen, there's an excuse. It's because we didn't try hard enough or it just didn't work out. But we're talking about, you know, does free will really exist? Because the thing is that, yeah, you can go and do whatever you want, but when it comes to actually trying to make stuff happen, co-creation is really where it's at. And the co-creation aspect of it is where you put this manifesting idea into action, but then also surrendering to the fact that the surrender is, letting it go, letting how it's going to happen. If you're so concerned and worried and playing it safe and just freaked out that, things aren't going to happen for you when you're trying to get somewhere, it's really actually that constant state of worry is actually going to stunt that process. So I've noticed that as we're approaching the end of the year, that in the astrology, coincidentally, there are a lot of things that are ending. There's a lot of things ending in our lives. There's patterns, relationships, it could be job situations, really just parts of our identity that are really ending. And it can, I've seen it go one of two ways. So from what I've been feeling is, if you continue to try to hold on to these things, or you're fearful of how the future is going to look with these things removed in your life, it can really produce states of anxiety. If you're worried about the future, and states of sadness and depression, if you're so attached that you're not willing to let these things go. On the other hand, if you're willing to say, you know what, these things are being pulled out of my life for a reason, and it's actually because there's a greater, happier road that's being laid out before me, and you realize that, and you choose to have courage and even emotional toughness to move through it, and as opposed to just like the, why me, why are these things fading in my life, it's quite the contrast. Going from that sadness of worrying about shit ending to being like, you know what, this stuff wasn't doing me any good anyway, or at least as much good as it used to. And there's going to be new things coming into my life. I don't know how those things are going to look. Maybe, probably, you probably know what they are, but you probably don't know how it's going to happen. And that can be scary, but that's where, that trust and belief and using the manifestation process comes in. So, you know, knowing, you know, what surrender means, it's quite a concept really when you think about it, because it's it's not saying that, surrender isn't, oh, just let the universal just give me whatever it gives me. It's surrendering to the fact that there's just some things that aren't just serving you anymore, and that there's other new and awesome things that can come in. Because, really at the end of the day, the more you try to control these things, the more you try to grip and you have that gripping fear, the worse you're going to feel, you know, and it's concerning for me to think that, people may not even be aware that this is going on, and they're just, kicking and screaming, trying to hold on to stuff. But if you really, zoom out and take a look at what's going on, and you can kind of see the signs, see, really challenge your beliefs about the things that are being pulled out of your life. Are they really that good for you? And just seeing the signs that those things are ending, and seeing new things on the horizon, and getting excited about those things. you know I tell you, this is really where we live. If you think about it, like, actual living is the is going into the unknown. It's the excitement, of exploring new areas in our life. Living isn't the same old comfort zone that we stay in, like, day after day. Like, it's the same old stuff. There's nothing new, there's nothing stimulating about it. I mean, you can only get so creative, if you're having the same things in your life over and over again. And if there's one thing we know about this world, it's that, change is inevitable. Like, there's nothing static about this world at all. So you got these two choices. You can surrender, and you can have the courage and the mental toughness, and have the excitement, and use that manifesting ability. Or you can just keep living out the same patterns, that some people fall into, where it's like, man, why did this happen to me? Like, my life was like this, and now it's like this. Go sit in a local bar if you want to hear those stories. So, sending you guys my best. Um, I won't be here tomorrow. Pretty much going to keep rolling with doing videos 6 out of the 7 days of the week. So, I'll probably be back on Sunday. So, you guys enjoy your weekend until I pop back in on Sunday. All right. Take care.